Some stories start with sunshine and drinks on the beach. But Melissa's story, it started with a storm nobody saw coming and wreckage that changed her life forever. Melissa had never been out of the country before. A single mom, 2 jobs, barely any sleep. Her whole life was stress and survival. But this trip to Jamaica, it was supposed to be the reset. The first time in years she was going to breathe. She stepped off the plane and felt the heat hit her skin. The air smelled like salt, mango, and freedom. Locals laughed, music played, and for the first time in a long time, she felt human again. She checked into a little wooden bungalow outside Negril, the kind that shakes when the waves hit the shore. Cheap, quiet, peaceful. But peace doesn't last forever, not in her story. On the second night, the wind started rising. A tropical storm, the kind that forms in hours and hits like a fist. Power went out. Trees started bending. And Melissa, standing barefoot in the dark, realized she was alone, far from home, and surrounded by a storm that didn't care about her plans, her pain, or her need for a break. She grabbed her bag and flashlight, ready to ride it out. Then she heard it, a crash so loud it shook the walls. Not thunder, something hitting the shore. Something big. When the wind calmed for a moment, Melissa stepped outside. The beach was chaos. Palm leaves everywhere, broken boards, tangled fishing nets. But down the shoreline, something huge was washed up on the sand. A wreck. Not a boat you see on tourist brochures. Not a fishing skiff either. This one was different. Metal hull, half torn open, no lights, no flags. She walked closer, heart pounding. Her flashlight cut through the rain and shined across the twisted frame. Inside the torn open hull, boxes, hundreds of them, wrapped, sealed, unmarked, waves crashing against the sides, trying to drag it back out to sea. She wasn't stupid. She knew what this looked like. This wasn't someone's vacation boat. This wasn't an accident. This was a drop, a shipment, a storm-tossed delivery from someone dangerous. And someone was going to come looking for it. Melissa had 2 choices: report it and walk away. Let the sea keep its secrets. Or look closer and learn why it washed ashore. Curiosity won. After years of scraping by, working double shifts, sleeping in her car between jobs, she cracked open the top of a waterlogged crate. Inside, stacks. Not money, not drugs, weapons, military-grade rifles, sealed in plastic, freshly oiled. Her stomach dropped. This wasn't just illegal. This was international trouble. Footsteps suddenly crunched behind her. Melissa turned and saw shadows moving through the mist. Men with flashlights. Men who looked like they were expecting this shipment. Men who weren't going to let a witness walk away. She ran, barefoot, through the sand, through the rain, heart beating harder than the storm. She didn't stop until she reached the cliffside road, covered in mud and shaking. Back at the bungalow, she told the owner what she saw. An older Jamaican woman named Yvonne. Wise eyes, tired smile. Yvonne didn't look surprised. She just nodded slowly and said,
"Child, storms wash things ashore that were never meant to be found. Keep quiet now. Keep safe. Leave before morning, you hear?"
Yvonne told Melissa the truth. Those guns were part of a smuggling ring, not for locals, not for police, but for powerful people on the island and outside it. Politicians, foreign buyers, private militia, people who paid to stay invisible. The wreck wasn't an accident. The storm messed up a handoff. Now the shipment was loose and dangerous. And Melissa? She wasn't supposed to be anywhere near it. Yvonne hid her in the storehouse behind the property until sunrise. No lights, no talking, just waiting for the danger to pass. At dawn, Yvonne got her to the airport using back roads only locals knew. No police reports, no statements, no paperwork. Just get the girl home safe. Melissa boarded her flight with sand still stuck to her feet, and the image of that wrecked ship burned into her memory. She went to Jamaica for healing. She left with the kind of story that makes you believe fate picks people for a reason. She didn't take anything from that wreck, but it took something from her. Her innocence. Her belief that the world plays fair. Her idea of what danger really looks like. When she got home, She looked at her life differently. Every stress, every bill, every bad day felt small compared to what she survived. Jamaica didn't just give her a vacation, it gave her a wake-up call. Sometimes wreckage shows you what's broken in your own life. Sometimes storms reveal things you're meant to see. And sometimes the moment that scares you the most is the one that sets you free. This is Melissa's story. This is Jamaica's wreckage. And this is what happens when a storm washes truth onto the shore.